Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? Go to Brock. Need a roof? Call the winner of the best roofing company in the best of Baton Rouge, Parish Construction and Roofing. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, restored motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. All right, y'all, LSU lost a commitment from five-star edge Jaiden Bryant. He flipped to Miami. The crazy part of that story is 5 hours prior to the announcement that he flipped, he tweeted, "Go Tigers," in case y'all forgot, with a tiger head emoji, effectively signifying he was still committed to LSU. Then 5 hours later, flip. Cruton. Anyway, the real interesting thing there is, obviously, you lose Jaiden Bryant, which stinks, but this past weekend, I told y'all, man, they had Abraham Sesay on campus, who's a five-star edge from Pennsylvania, and there were members of staff that, even with Jalen Brewster there, number one player of the country, Sesay was their most impressive guy. And then this weekend, KJ Green, who's another five-star edge, will be on LSU's campus for an official visit. So, I don't know Jaiden Bryant, but my guess is he's going, I'm a five-star, I'm committed, and you keep recruiting other five-stars in my position. What gives? And then Miami was there, so he flipped. So that's just a guess. If you're LSU and you get Sesay and or Green, okay. I mean, it's a what and what thing. You're talking about splitting hairs here with the top edge rushers in the country. It was also interesting to hear Shough talk about KJ Green, because KJ Green was offered by the first offer he had in 8th grade was by Sterling Lucas, LSU's edge rusher coach. So long-standing relationship there. So we'll see if the Tigers are able to get in the mix for one of these elite level edge rushers. It was weird. There's probably a time I would have been bummed about that, but I don't think I've never really been a big recruiting guy to begin with, but I don't think I could ever put less focus on high school recruiting than now in the portal era. If things change and it's more restrictive for guys to transfer, then, probably put more emphasis on it. But LSU's got 4 commits right now. I mean, it's just not how Lane, he's just not going to build his roster through the high school ranks because guys don't stay. So he's going to build his roster through retention and portal. And it's one of those things, I look at, even just on the offensive line, William Satterwhite, Darren Stray, Devin Harper, all these guys they added, in this portal cycle that are not going to be year one starters, but young depth, that you retain those guys for next year. Well, all of a sudden now you're not starting over, right? So I think that's interesting to watch. Then, hey, we're over at LouisianaSports.net. By the way, I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet, but our newly redesigned LouisianaSports.net launched yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Been working a bunch of leads on portal ads for LSU baseball and portal targets. And so, Hunt and I have been working together there. I've been getting a lot of leads and handing them off to him so we can work those and he can write about them and stuff like that. So the one I got yesterday is a guy named Landon Hood. So Landon Hood was West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. He's a left-handed pitcher from Gonzaga, and he had a little bit of a bumpy stretch in March. Aside from that stretch where he had a lot, 12 earned runs in 12 innings, his other 13 outings on the year, he had 4 earned runs in 42 innings of work. That's a .86 ERA. So 6'3" lefty, mid-90s fastball, a couple of really good breaking balls. So, and that's a guy who entered the portal with a do not contact tag. And I was told LSU has interest. So I wouldn't even be surprised if that one is done, gets done. So a name to keep an eye on there is Landon Hood, a left-handed pitcher from Gonzaga who's in the portal, and LSU, as I'm told, has real interest there. So one to keep an eye on. All right. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. If you're listening on podcast, remember, Morning Scone, along with our Overtime with Matt Moscona videos, are now on podcast per your request. I would greatly appreciate it if you would go subscribe on your favorite podcast app, in addition to YouTube and Facebook, if you would. Sesay, good morning's here. Hey, Kelly Gross, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Chuck, what up? Steven, good morning. Oops, sorry. Scrolling past it. Oticus, good morning. He was trolling. Christian, good morning. I think the staff is ahead of the game by paying proven players in the portal instead of paying potential guys in high school. Yes. I think it's very much their approach. We've talked about it a bunch, but they will pay high school guys if they feel like those high school guys will come in and contribute immediately, like Richard Anderson, Deuce Gerald's, Lamar Brown, like the guys they're anticipating. It's not to say they won't bring in high school guys, but it might be more project guys that aren't going to cost you to get them here and you think have the growth potential and will stay. That's why I keep playing that soundbite of Lane Kiffin talking about evaluating character. Let's go, Thomas, 166. Tony, do you trust Sanker at the ace position? Do you trust Stanley in year two? Staley. Yes, I do. I thought Jonas Sanker called on in a really tough spot last year due to the early injury and had to play a ton of free safety. I think healthy at safety again, you kick him down to that box star role, that sort of hybrid role. I do. I think he could be really good in that role, but that's why I have a lot of off-season work, try to get ahead on that stuff. Hey, Bryce, good morning. Let's go Little Rock. Hey, Leon, good morning. We sometimes RV Club, good morning. Antonio, morning, Matt. Back in the 225 this week for work. Lit out in San Diego now. Miss Baton Rouge. Oh, man. Look, Baton Rouge has obviously tons of character and, culture, and our families are here. And so it's the pull, right? That keeps people coming back as always. San Diego, man, living on the beach, sunny and 72 every day. I can get used to that, man. Get used to that. Hey, Michael, good morning. Kellen Moore seemed completely surprised with Alvin Kamara showing up, which is going to take for the organization to finalize these deals and move on. AK is calling their bluff. Yeah, I don't know, Michael, that I necessarily say that AK is calling their bluff, because I don't think it's a bluff. I think Alvin Kamara, by his actions, is trying to prove he wants to be back, because he does not have – Alvin Kamara does not hold the cards. We went through this, and you know what? Let me share this for y'all if y'all are interested. I'm going to share this in the chat. I've referenced this several times, but Ross Jackson, I'm going to share this link. So Ross Jackson did a very, very extensive piece on the Alvin Kamara restructure. And this might be way more detail than anyone's interested in, but it's the thing that explains what they did. And effectively, they used these very seldom used provisions to cut Alvin Kamara's cap number, effectively eliminate any dead money. So my point is that I've made, I guess, is if you're the Saints, you don't go to that length for nothing. You at least have the possibility of using it. So they saved $8 million on the restructure. But more importantly, the way they did it allows them to move on from Kamara this year without having any future financial detriment. So I think from the Saints' perspective, they look at it like, okay, if Kamara is playing well, great. You had a good 1-2 punch there with HN and Kamara. If he's not, they've opened the door for the possibility of him not being back. So I think, to the point, I think the reason Kamara's there is he needs to earn a spot, and you don't earn your spot not being there. Hey, Robert, good morning. Need you to get a Morning Scone promo code for Nuvio like you did for Gary Brecka. I think they'd bite. Yeah, I don't know if they do. So when he started, there's an influencer program. Like if you've ever heard of influencer programs where you do like promo codes and whatnot. So I have one. If you look in the show notes, I have all of our sponsors linked. I do have a link for 10X Health. That's the Gary Brecka genetic methylation test that I did, and then all the supplements that I take from the methylated supplements that I take from 10X. So look, let me be very real. Like it's a 10% discount. It ain't like I'm making real money out of that. It's really just to look, it's right here. It's just to show you that, like, if you're interested, you can save a little money. So if you want to use that code, do it. Would it benefit me in a literal sense? Yes, but not. It's pennies, but it would help you if you wanted the 10%, basically. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Oticus, I pay very little attention to recruiting. I don't trust these kids until they're enrolled. Totally fine. Hey, Dalen. Morning, Matt. Do you think we'll grab offensive linemen through the portal who are immediate impact players instead of getting guys out of high school for the future? So remember, like let's look at the offensive line for next year. Okay, not for 27. Okay, so you look at 27. You assume Seaton is gone and Braylon Moore is out of eligibility. Okay, so Aluba could come back, and then we'll see what happens at left guard. But Bordelon would be out of eligibility. So like Harper would be back in theory. Weston Davis would be back, right? So, but look at what they did. They went and got William Satterwhite from Tennessee. So he's kind of the heir apparent at center, and he would battle with Ryan Moret, the freshman they signed, right? The freshman out of Miami. Darren Stray from Kentucky is a swing offensive lineman they signed. Again, just finished his freshman year at Kentucky. He'll sit this year, and next year will be a third-year player who's been at two different SEC programs. So you see the points, and then you'd be talking about like Satterwhite, Stray, Harper, all guys in their third year in school who've been in multiple SEC programs. Davis would be a fourth-year guy if he comes back in 27. Aluba would be a fifth-year guy. So you see my point? Like, it's probably more important for retention. Now, if there's a guy in the portal who is one of the top, like Seaton this year. And I should have mentioned Sean Tompkins as well from Baylor, who's probably your left tackle next year. So you've got guys with college experience who are depth pieces this year that are likely starters in 2027. And if the right guys in the portal, that could be a plug-and-play impact guy like Seaton was this year, great. But I think what you're seeing very clearly is they are not going after elite-level high school offensive linemen, at least not elite-level high school tackles. Abner, good morning. Phil, good pre-Friday, Matt. Chuck, smash the like button, subscribe, tell a friend. You might get lemon cookies. Hey, man, let me get lemon cookies. Booted to the sip. Good morning. Jose Alvarado played well last night. Missed that guy sometimes with his energy. You know who was awesome last night in game one of the finals was Josh Hart. What a great – I almost want to pull for – I don't really have a great rooting interest in this finals, but I kind of want to pull for the Knicks just because of Josh Hart. When he got traded, I remember when Hart got traded, even after the trade, before he had gone to his new team, he showed up and sat in the stands at the Pelicans game. He was great for the city and the region, a great player. And I saw a stat last night. If you didn't see game one, Josh Hart became the first player in finals history to lead, to be the leading rebounder, assist, and steals all in the same game. I mean, pretty remarkable. So good for Josh Hart. Hey, Bill, good morning. To follow up on men's health, get your PSA checked every year. I started at 40, age 55, it spiked. I would not be here today if I waited for symptoms. Thanks for sharing. Great point. Go to the doctor. Every year, go to the doctor. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Singer, good morning. Saints are a mystery right now. They look good on paper. I'm still in show me mode. I agree, Singer. The whole key is Tyler Shough. I mean, breaking news, right? But like, if Tyler Shough ends up being awesome, then all of this makes sense. And they've built around him to help him be awesome. They got him David Edwards to help fortify the line. They obviously added Achin to help with the running game. They were 28th in rushing last year. They went out and drafted Jordan Tyson to get him an elite level receiver. So, it's great. Adam, good morning. Have an amazing day. Take care. Thanks, Adam. Same to you. Let's see. Is it just me or does Jake Brown give you Cody Bellinger vibes? Yeah, I mean, big power hitting outfielder. I mean, look, Bellinger's one of the best players in baseball. And Jake Brown's got a long way to go to get there. But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a bigger power hitting outfielder? Sure. Nola Rocks, weird question. Do teams ever pick up players from other teams for intel? So I have thought about this for a long time, Nola Rocks. I think it's one of the reasons you see so much interchange within the division, right? So I think it's very common to see teams pick up players that were cut who played in the same division, not only because of familiarity with the player, but also for that reason. So yes, I do think that's part of it. Hang on one second. Let's see. Let me do this hang on. Let me do this while I reply to this text. Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com. All right, Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedic, go to Brockton Roof. Call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics, and wellness. That's the GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide, once-a-week injections to help with weight loss. Learn more, lowest prices, never any contracts, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, book a session with Crystal Poche at Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Boatcock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. Adlink, good morning. Gonna try to make it to walk-ons in Lake Charles. Say hello. Awesome. I don't was not planning to run by the parish office before I got on the road, but I might be able to do that. All right, I'm going to try to do that for you, but it depends what time I get on the road. Hunter, good morning. When does the full men's basketball schedule come out? The SEC, the conference schedule won't come out until fall. Let's see. They will announce the schedule in August. Jack, good morning. Heading back to Destrehan for my nephew's wedding. Looking forward to a gravy-dripping po' boy from Shortstop in Metairie. All right, babe. Enjoy it, Jack. Have a good weekend, man. Gregory, good morning. Swade Wilson, am I wrong, or does it feel like coaches such as Lane and Signetti are ahead of the game building through the portal and supplementing with high school talent that fits their systems? I don't think you're wrong. I think it's one way to go about doing it. I don't think it's the only way to go about doing it. But I also think you have to look at your roster individually to determine what needs you have, and do you have more immediate and affordable needs? That's nothing to his budget. What can you afford? Can you find value in high school players? Like, no one would argue against DJ Pickett a year ago, right? He was an elite level high school player who was an immediate impact guy. So I think it really depends on circumstance, but I think what is sort of being proven more and more is you have to build a roster year to year through the portal. Even like in the NFL where you have the draft and free agency, you build through the draft and you supplement in free agency, but you have contracts, right? You draft a player there with you for the term of their rookie deal. So, you're going to have them for at least 4 years. You sign a bunch of high school guys, they could leave after 1 year. Hey, Rocky. 166 down, 167 tomorrow. Let's go. Tony, the line for Tyler, touchdown pass is 16.5. Is that too low? Maybe, but, and probably, considering they play a last place schedule and he was pretty good at the end of the year and you've added weapons. Yeah, I mean, probably too low. But again, to the point someone asked earlier, which I think was right, was to say, if you're skeptical, you're right to be skeptical because you have a small sample size of just 9 games of Tyler Shough. So does he take the next step? It's a fair question to ask. Super Car School, good morning to you. Walks. Awesome. This is great, man. I'm excited. So we'll be doing AFR today at Walk-Ons in Lake Charles on Common Street. And sounds like a lot of people are coming out. So please do, man. Come out, hang out, watch the show, say hello, take some pictures, have some food. Looking forward to being there, man. DJ, good morning. Brad, good morning. Bobby, good morning. All right, y'all, looks like we're about done here. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. I am going to be getting on the road here pretty soon to head over to Lake Charles and not taking any chances with traffic or anything like that. Basin, we know how that can be. So be getting on the road early. We'll head that way and do the show today from Walk-Ons on Common Street in Lake Charles. So, all right, y'all have an awesome day. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here. YouTube, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. If you are on podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. Locked on LSU's Live AF.